everyone. I'm going to say this wrong, so please excuse me. I'm here with Gosta Berlings Saga. Um, they are, was I close?
Close enough.
Okay, close enough. We'll take it. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't come out and say we're here with Slayer. No,
Yeah.
they're a fantastic band from Sweden. We're here with David and Alexander, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it was you two who started the band, is that right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. 25 years ago this year. Yeah.
Does it does it make you feel old?
Uh-huh.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It is
that's
what it is.
yeah. It's weird to think, you're like just going along playing music, and then all of a sudden, like 2.5 decades have passed, and you're like, oh, it has been that long, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. So, your latest album, Forever Now, will be coming out June 6th on Pelagic Records.
Mm.
I'm sure a lot of people out there are familiar with Pelagic because, I mean, they do a great job. I have not found one, what I would consider a terrible artist associated with that label at all. Like the musicians are fantastic, the bands, the releases, all tremendous, and their vinyl is
Yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we were just so excited of releasing on Pelagic because we had seen all of their, efforts and it was like they're all stunning. They really, really care about the physical releases. And that's like for old men like us, that matters, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's, when we were kids, I mean, you guys remember you'd go to the store, you'd buy the album,
Yeah.
and you'd go home, and that time was dedicated to looking at the art and reading the lyrics and all the thank yous, all the liner notes, and
Yeah.
it was so much more than I'm going to get in my car and just, listen to this and go. It was that entire experience, and that's one thing that also drew me to Pelagic is their the attention to detail with the packaging.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I assume that they've bought one or another album in their days, right? So they know
Yeah,
that feeling. They know exactly what they're after, and
yeah,
they just want to, pass that feeling on.
yeah. It's amazing. So, I what was the single? The last visual. I don't want to call it a visualizer, but the last video that you guys did through the arches. Is that right?
And that was actually the first single of our new album, or to be fair, the second single that was released isn't even on the album. It was just like a one-off thing for the fun of it, just to mess around a bit. But yeah, the first single was Through the Arches. That's correct.
Okay. So sorry, guys. I really enjoyed that, and you guys are super new to me, so I went back and was listening. This morning I was listening to, is it Sursaphone? Did I say that right? Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, no one knows
No
actually.
one knows. It's a made up word or name anyway, so you can pronounce it any way you want.
All right. So I was listening to, the one of the best albums in the world, and I'm gonna tell you, like it listening to that album as a whole is such a like fantastic journey. Just listening to the music that you guys put out is tremendous. Like it's not one, it's not boring. It keeps you like entertained the whole time and like, oh, what are they gonna do next? Which is tremendous. So I'm really looking forward to like Forever Now and what that looks like when it comes out. The thing I find really interesting is Forever Now. That's the first, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first album that you guys wrote, produced, mixed, like everything without
Mm.
any outside.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Would you like to say a word about that, David?
And no, not really. Not, I mean, yeah. We've been trying, like we've done a lot of stuff ourselves through the years, But I mean, like this time around, we thought at least me, I had a dream like would be nice to like put it out there the way that I thought it should sound like, because when you put something away for mixing, for example, it doesn't really um, uh,
Come out how you intended it.
yeah, exactly. And so I mean, it's not that it's something it's doesn't sound good when you do it, but it's not the thing that you thought about in the first
Yeah.
place. And so
Yeah,
so I
Yeah.
think that was yeah, it's something special about that we have done this now.
Mm.
yeah, I think that's cool, especially after, 25 years as a band to say, okay, we're gonna, this release is gonna be 100% us. Like that's there's always those outside forces that are like, oh, we should change this and let's change this level and maybe you add this like guitar in here or whatever that looks like. So for it to like come out the way you want, I think for a listener should be absolutely, one of the most special things in the world because it's as close to like the core properties of the music that were initially intended, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
when you
mean, it's
guys,
a bit. Sorry.
no, go ahead, please.
I mean, it is a bit weird the thing with being creative and recording and releasing music because imagine if you were like running a factory and you were standing at the start of a conveyor belt saying like we're gonna manufacture like a monkey wrench or yeah, let's go with a wrench, like, and then 2 hours later you walk down to the end of that conveyor belt and out comes like a screwdriver and you're like, okay, well, it's still a tool, right? I guess we should be happy with this. It's like useful and fantastic in so many ways, but it's not really what you were after in the first place. And I think that's the same thing. And I mean, the people that we've gotten help from through the years with the different releases, they've all added or brought perspectives that we maybe didn't think of ourselves, which is super cool, I think. But this time around, we wanted actually to get the monkey wrench, so we tried it out, and I mean, there's just a lot of work and a lot of internal debates that we otherwise would have not had to engage with, if someone else would have decided for us. So yeah, you learn and you learn.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys do it, but like here we do a thing, it's called the telephone game, like when we're kids in school and
Mm.
it starts with one person in the room and essentially, goes through
Like,
every person in the room. Yeah.
yeah,
By the it starts off as, I had a cup of chili and ends up as I took my dog for a walk in New York or whatever. And you're like, where did that even come
yeah,
from?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know? That's neat though. I like the way you put it with the monkey wrench and the screwdriver. That's it's so true. And sometimes it's true even when you from the you start writing a song to when it's finished, like the changes that it goes through are spectacular. So for you guys, when you started writing it, like was that the whole idea as, hey, we're not going to have anyone like produce or mix it. We're going to do everything ourselves. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I would say so. Yeah,
on this record, sorry, I'm
yeah.
also my head is like spinning.
You're still at work, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
you need to context shift. You're
yeah,
here now, David. You're
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do a
but
couple
yes,
of
that was
have a
the yeah,
gonna say have a
that
couple
was
of
something.
beers, you get your head out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, but that was the intention behind this album. We basically just said that let's do all of this. And to be honest, we recorded half of the album and thought that we were sort of in a good place. But then someone, that was me, so I can say this, had got the idea that we should re-record everything because it just felt like it was sort of drifting away into different directions, which could have been pretty cool also, I think, but way more rowdy and like, and I thought that if we're actually doing this, if we're spending this much time and effort on this album, let's do the best that we can to make sure that it sounds just like we want it to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's got to be hard to like say, okay, I know we're halfway through it, but let's revisit. Everything's got to be redone because we're not where we should be.
yeah.
Mhm.
How how did the rest of the band take that?
So
Right.
so it's like
Yeah, it took a while. Well, to get back on track. Actually, it was. I mean, we were all in it. It was like, yeah, okay, let's do this. And I mean, it was not that bad. I mean, um, we um, we got stuck from time to time in it, and by is this really the right way? Should we do this? But Alex, he pushed it pretty hard in the direction and kept the work going. So yeah, we managed, and yeah, we who doesn't love a good fight?
Yeah.
right.
Well, so I guess especially when you're taking on an undertaking like this, you've got to be prepared for those times where you're like up against the wall and like, okay, we've got to do something here. Are we going this way? Are we going that way? What's happening? Um,
Hmm.
what like were you guys super nervous going into it? Like, oh God, I hope we get this right, or was it just like, this is what we're doing, let's do it?
Yeah, I think we let's just do it. But I mean, yeah, but also the direction of the songs. I mean, it wasn't just like recording it to get it better. We wanted it different as well, and trying to push it in different directions. And then that was a challenge. And if you like five guys trying to um, be uh, fan heter överens, Alex.
In agreement, I guess.
Yeah, in agreement. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
even know that word in
yeah.
Swedish.
Not even barely in Swedish, but no.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Sorry, please go ahead.
So yeah, and but then it was also like we don't have to agree. So it was a lot of work about that. Like it's okay, let's do this, and also that we split up the songs a little bit that like have the responsibility to make it through, and one person leading one song, and that the voices was very strong in that position. Like
Hmm.
if the one in that position of the song said something, that was like, okay, let's do that. Let's go in that direction.
So everyone had what was like in charge of like a specific song, like
Yeah,
Alex had one, you had
Yeah,
one.
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, and some extra creative freedom with that responsibility, like being the driver of the song, really, because we thought that it would result in way more like energy and passion and investment going into that track. That's one. Two, if we actually sort of trusted each other with that creative freedom, it would go in different directions that would be interesting because it's not like we are that far away from each other and what we like and what we want to get out of it. So it's just like, because that, to me, that's like one of the most important things, to never feel like you're like stuck in the old ways of doing things or the old sounds. It's like should always be a sense of progress that you're hopefully headed towards something fairly unknown. Also, I think that's sort of the that little spark that makes it interesting for me because it can also go completely south, right? It can be a catastrophe, but it sort of you need to put that into the mix that it can be a disaster.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you're right. There has to be that like, oh shit, if I step off the ledge, like this is
yeah,
it. But how cool to like give everyone like, hey, this song's yours. Like, did it feel like a more collaborative effort, like when you guys got done with it doing that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, like in the elements that you wouldn't think of yourself, like mixed up and everything, is like, yeah, I really think that it contributed um, a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, but also to back to your previous question, if we were nervous about it, to be honest, I think I was nervous up until the day when we sent it off to pressing. It's like because it's like this thing that we have, like this new baby of ours. It's getting fatter and fatter for every day because we're just adding to it, and it really, really needs to get good. And yeah, but it is a scary thing. It is a scary thing trying to be creative, like genuinely creative, amongst others or together with others. And then, yeah, again, compromises come in, and then you just have to live with that. And that's the interesting part of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to like look at it. Whatever happens, happens.
Hmm.
Like, okay, you're in charge here. I'll follow what you say.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but like it's almost like the training wheels come off for every individual as you get to a song. It's like, oh, this one's yours. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
what one of my old mentors told me, like the most important thing you can do is don't fuck up. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. That
Okay. Yeah. Good luck with that.
yeah, yeah. Like I can only imagine like, okay, this song's yours. Don't fuck up. Like, oh God,
Right.
all
Yeah.
the pressure. Like
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
when it came to, like time for you guys, did you have that like, okay, this song's mine. I'm just gonna like plow ahead. This is what we're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for me, I really like to include everyone. I don't know if I'm unsure what I'm doing, but I think it's more like it's a band. I mean, but the one thing that I thought was fun was also pushing it to like writing whole songs. Previously, we've just been like, I got this riff, and we're working with the songs together in the studio or in the rehearsal place. But this time around, with like, yeah, and there was also Alex pushing it pretty hard in that direction. He's the visionary guy with ideas. uh, but and that was fun trying to finish the songs like in structure wise, and like so not completely done, but mostly done.
Yeah, pretty
I think,
much like arranged and written. It's just like,
yeah,
hey, fill in these couple of parts or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like a demo,
Yeah.
complete demo. Mm.
But with
So
that comes a whole new set of challenges also, because if you have written most of the song yourself and someone starts going like, "Hey, can we change that thing?" You're like, "Dude, it's like it's done." Like, but if you come to the rehearsal space with just a riff, it's like open to anyone to contribute. So it's again this balance between being open-minded, which I think is usually the way to go, and also sort of believing in your own vision, in a vision that you believe that could take the band in the direction that you want.
Yeah, that's gotta,
yeah,
for
and
lack of
I
a better
include
term,
my
that's gotta take a
finger
set of
drumming a
balls.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
meeting finger drumming is my new instrument.
yeah.
Yeah,
You've been doing a lot of that. Yeah, but
yeah.
we actually got to replace those MIDI
Oh
drums.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
fucking did it.
at last. Yeah,
Ah, come on. I want to see him up on stage doing one of these. Like,
yeah.
oh shit. Well, so like from demo to, to like finished product, did you guys see a lot of changes in like the songs, or were they pretty close to what you demoed?
That's a good question. I mean, the songs is written over 5 years. So the first songs that we work with are like they were made pretty much in the old way, like together in the rehearsal. So and maybe half of the songs were done in a new way. And so I think that yeah, the new ones that you wrote, like the demos of, yeah, they're pretty close, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think it's like 50-50 really. It's the
Yeah.
yeah, I think here's another thing. We're not doing this full time. So we're doing this in the, like on weekends and in the evenings and stuff like that. So we never really get a chance, or rarely get the chance to like focus completely, be in the studio for 2 weeks. So what would take a full-time band a day to figure out in terms of processes and stuff, it takes us like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks more, and then we learn something. We figure out that, hey, we should actually start doing things this way. So it takes a long, long time for us to actually get these new changes in. So that I think that, yeah, I think there was a way we did things when we started recording this album. Over the years, it's changed. But then it was like, what do you say? Anyway, it's like it really sped up at the very end. So the last 3 months, the things that we got done in that time period, I mean that yeah, became really, really fast at what we did, and coherent, I guess.
Well, that's it's fun. That's kind of a neat to like hear because it sounds like everything was really, really slow, and at the end you kind of had all these new things, and you went, "Oh, cool! Like this is what
Yeah,
we're doing." Ooh.
yeah, that's what deadlines do for you. That's you have to get it done, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, we better get this done quick or we're
Yeah,
gonna be SOL for sure.
yep.
So you know, I think that's interesting, like 5 years working on all of this. Obviously, right? You guys were learning things through the whole process, but did you feel like, or do you feel like as a band, you guys are different now than when you started writing for it?
Yeah, I would say so. Um,
Is where all the gray came in forever now?
Mhm.
yeah. Well, yeah, I think it opened up a lot in how we write songs, how and the way we look at it, and also, I mean, Alex, you wanted to push it even further, I would say, but I think other guys in the band also think that the sounds are very different and pretty out there for being us. um, I think it opened up. So you kind of get like used to the new sounds after a while. Like, yeah, well, I think this has always been here. It's
Mm.
like mindset. So it's not that scary to take that step into sounds that you don't really like them at the beginning, but then yeah, maybe this is good. Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's one thing for me at least. I think it has opened up possibilities in the soundscape.
Yeah. Yeah, we
That's
try to
that
push it a bit towards certain. I mean, it's very easy to go with all of those super well-known sounds. The minimal, you know, we still love the minimal. We still love mellotrons, and we still love, Fender Rhodes. All of those keyboard sounds. But it's also pretty limiting if that's the only thing that you like bring for every album. It's like, yeah, I mean, well, of course, if you want to be the AC/DC of Prague, I guess you can continue doing that. But I think it's like,
but then you're not
yeah,
really prog, are you? Like
exactly. I mean, yeah, I mean, I remember we've talked about this sometimes. I remember when I was like in my late teens, and I started to listen to Opeth, and then I learned about Camel and Genesis, which my parents had in their collections. I went out and started looking for the stuff that I had read about, but as influences for Opeth. Anyway, and then I was like, oh, progressive rock, that's a really cool thing. It's like rock but progressive. And then I realized that it's not progressive at all. It's like a someone just froze time, like early
yeah.
70s, and that's how it's supposed to sound from then on. And it's like, aha, okay. I felt a bit like stupid for actually believing that it was genuinely progressive. Although I do love that little frozen piece of time. I also love that, right? But it's not real progressive,
Right.
I think.
Well, I mean, I love AC/DC, but they absolutely have their place. And
Yeah,
with every album what you're getting, those three or
yeah,
four chords, those great like rock songs, those anthems that, you
yeah,
know, and you get into progressive stuff and you look at tones, and it's not just about tones, right? But you're bringing in all of these influences that are rock and jazz and
Yeah.
whatever else kind of fits in there, which makes for really really fun like instrumentation. To
Mm.
listen to the
Yeah.
songs, it becomes a journey where you're okay, what's going to happen next, what's over this next hill, are we going to grandmother's house, or like are we going to go hang out with like John Coltrane, or like
Mm.
what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we took a little bit too literally, I guess, with the whole progressive thing. Yeah, we just kept on going, trying to push ourselves. Yeah.
Well,
But I guess,
like
yeah, we're,
I think
please go
that's a
ahead.
really cool thing about you guys though, right? Like is it's it's ever expanding. It's not, it's not like the same sound time and time again and the same structure of the songs, especially when you do it yourself and everyone gets their own like this song's yours. Go ahead, you're leading. Like, okay, you get to take that person's journey on that song.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a team building exercise, really. Like, falling backwards. It's like, yeah, we've got you.
Yeah. Yeah, for you guys, did you ever feel like when it was your turn to like to take lead, were you ever like afraid, like, oh man, I hope the guys don't give me too much like flack and follow what I'm doing here?
David.
Mm, no, I think as I told you before, I mean, I'm not that pushy in my 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 end. I think I always I include, and I want to hear what everyone else thinks, and maybe that's unsure in itself, but um, I think can you repeat the question? My still head is not with me.
It's like were you nervous going in that like when you were leading the song that the other members were going to give you a lot of pushback on your direction?
No, not really. No, no. I think no. It's mostly have fun in the studio, I would say. Yeah, I mean a little bit more seriously than before, but yeah, it's a lot of laughs and yeah, it's I mean it's a great band socially as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I feel like that. Go ahead.
I mean, so for instance, one of the songs that I was driving, I intentionally pushed it with the sounds to make it feel a bit uncomfortable. And I wouldn't have done a good job with doing that, just that, unless I got some pushback, right? Which I did, and we ended up in a good place. Maybe if I would have had my if I would have had 100% decision authority on that, maybe it would have just sounded really really terrible. It's like yeah,
Like a circus. Come in, you got
yeah,
a little jazz part, a little ska part, little blues, and like
yeah,
everything thrown together. Like what
yeah,
is going on here?
yeah,
I mean, but there wasn't hard times on those songs that were like we picked up you picked up a couple of songs, Alex, and you like totally remade them at home.
yeah.
And
Mm,
and we talked about that they had so much legacy, then it's really hard to let that go.
yeah,
And that I think that took a lot of energy, for me at least, from time to time there. So and that yeah, that's kind of hard. I mean, you've been playing it and maybe writing it as well. And it's like okay, but this is not it. But
yeah,
then if you do it a couple of times and then you land on your feet.
yeah.
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 So how do you guys feel with the finished product?
Great. Yeah. I mean, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we're really, really proud of this effort. It's, yeah, just the amount of time, passion that went into this is, it's not like I'm looking forward to doing it again anytime soon because it's
What?
just so, no, but I mean, I wanna play live more, I guess, but it's just the sheer amount of energy that goes into something like this. It's like, and especially if I wish that we would have been able to, have the funding to go into the studio and do this for 3 weeks straight, and then be done with it. But now, when you're like, it literally took us 5 years from when we started recording it until well, 6 even, if you 5 or 6. But it's just it sort of occupies a part of your brain for all of that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good for your brain.
That's not gonna happen again. I don't even know. I don't even know why it took so many years to finish this, but we haven't been working on it for 5 years like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
That's
it's
what
not like
happens when you don't have a plan, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not true. You guys had a plan.
yeah,
It was a very loose-ended plan.
Yeah.
Like,
We
yeah,
wanted it.
yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. So what's it like? Like, are your plans to take this entire piece out and just do it start to finish live?
And no, not really. I think there are songs we might pick some up, but not at the same time. We haven't had that plan, not yet.
No,
Not
I
yet.
think the way we spoke about, like, I think it was me and Gabriel, the bass player in the band, we spoke about this recently, that it feels like we're adding like strokes to this. It sounds a bit pretentious now, bear with me, but it's like we're adding strokes by every song that we release. We're adding strokes to an existing painting, and it's not like we add them like all of the oranges in one go. We add some blues, some oranges, some reds, and some purples. So this album contains some stuff that adds on to what we have been exploring in the past. So I think that anyone who has been with us for some time will be able to hear the connections. So this album per se maybe doesn't really represent all of it, what we want to sound like. But when we play live, we always, well, first of all, we create a set list based on what we feel like playing just right now, and then what we hope that people will want to hear. So it's like a buffet, if you will, or not a buffet. It's just like a set menu, really, of stuff that we want to convey.
I was, with you describing it like fresh strokes to the
Yeah,
painting with each release. It's like I feel like the live album is like this is this section of the art, maybe this is the
yeah,
blues or this is the oranges or
yeah,
whatever. Huh. So I
yeah,
guess you guys, I guess for everyone listening, you've got to go catch all of their live shows to get the the full picture of what that art is going to look like.
yeah, yeah. It's a good pitch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go to all of our live shows
Yeah.
from now and onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, why is everyone in the world here? Like, they just want to see
yeah,
all of it. Like, I don't know
yeah.
how, but
We could live with that problem, I think.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have to worry about 5 years between, from start to finish then either, right?
No, right. Yeah, true.
Hmm. Okay. I gotta get this. I gotta figure out how to get this whole art piece now. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, if you would listen to the different tracks, if you were one of those, what do you call it? Savant, the people who see, like, get visions from sounds. Like,
oh,
I'm pretty
like an
sure,
idiot
like,
savant.
some people hear someone, yeah, some people hear like orange, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if you would have that ability, you would be able to see like direct connections between the tracks. And for instance, that little weird second single that was basically, or not just basically, which was a 20-minute jam, like a live recording in the studio with two amazing guest musicians. And the video for that is 20 minutes long. It was, recorded in one go. And that in that song, you can actually hear some harmonies that were in the very early stuff that we did 20 years ago. And, even on our unreleased, or the first demo that we ever made, there are some little harmonies there, same exact same harmonies in this new one that we released now. So, and you can find those like cross references. I think it's not like because we're trying to be smart about it. It's just, yeah, brains, I guess. Yeah.
No, I mean, you are smart about it though, I
Yeah.
think, right? That's so some of my favorite bands, every album, when when you hear a song from it, you know what era that song is in that
Mm,
band's evolution. Whether the band has been here for 40 years or four, right? You can see an evolution, and there are little things that tie all of it together. I'll say like Deftones, their
mm,
albums sound very different from one another, but when you listen to any one of their songs, you can be like, that's absolutely, that band. I know that for sure, and it's in this era, but it's got that, it's
mm,
something
mm,
that ties it together, which is what you guys have also. And I think for a band that's um it's hard it's hard to do that without sounding, being the AC/DC, right?
yeah.
End up having the same things. And it keeps the listener intrigued enough to be like, ooh, okay, I got that.
Yeah.
I heard this sound here, which is
Mm,
super, super cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
I'm just thinking that it's like also because we're a bit what do you say? Like we need to. I think we all need to feel like we're on our way somewhere, and that's we're just a little. Sorry, I can't find the word now in English and barely in Swedish as well. But it's basically when you feel like you just need to be busy all the time. ADHD, I guess, is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's that kind of a feeling. It's so we need to add things, try new things, do all of that. So I mean, I think it takes a certain type of character to be able to release 20 albums that almost sounds the same, like AC/DC or Cannibal Corpse. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, well done. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I love him as well. But it's like, that you're able to do that. Every album is pretty much similar
Yeah. I mean,
ish. Yeah.
bands like that, like I said, you know what you're getting every show or every album. It's like, okay, I know, Cannibal Corpse, these big dumb riffs, and they're gonna go wah, 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 okay,
Mm,
cool. But the flip side of that is you also want bands like you guys when you go to a live show, it's like, ooh, what am I gonna get this time?
right.
You're
Yeah.
and it I think it makes the listener uh I can't think of the word, but like, it keeps them motivated into to paying attention to what you're doing, like what. So the whole show, it's not like, okay, I'm just going to be over here chatting while you guys are in the background. It's watching, like, okay,
Right. No.
what's really happening? That, and
Yeah.
that's. I think it's hard to do without sounding like elevator music. And you guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys nail it. It's not like, to me, it's not elevator music,
Mm,
right?
nice.
I absolutely enjoy it.
Yeah. Happy to hear. Yeah. Well, it would have been really bad if you said that it did sound like elevator music, but
Ele-
good
yeah,
elevator music.
Then we had something to talk about.
yeah,
Yeah, we're coming over. Did you say
yeah,
Kentucky? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How do we get this in music? Like, oh no, not
Yeah.
not the anything but okay. Um, guys, I've had a really
Yeah.
great time. I hate to cut this short, but I've got a million things to do today, I think, like everyone. So again, I cannot express to you how much I appreciate the time you have given me today. I've had a great time chatting with you both.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Awesome. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Take
Thank
care,
you. You
Tom.
too.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.